Alrighty. Nuisance streamer gets called out by Japanese. Wait, is that? Old head. Then plays victim after finding out by Hero. Hey, I got no idea what this dude spawned again. These people are like rats. They just like, I don't know. They're like cockroaches. You can't annihilate them. They just return over and over and over again. And I'm wondering what this stupid did again. We'll jump in. We'll jump in. Maybe it's even someone we know already.
So I've had a lot of people tagging me to this tweet that's getting a lot of traction today. Thank you everyone who tagged me. As you can see, this has currently got 23 million views and 74,000 likes, with the caption, "A live streamer in Japan assaults an elderly Japanese man who asked..."
Oh. Okay, so we already can say this is scum. Why the fuck are you attacking an old man? The fuck is wrong with you?
Him to stop filming on the train. The streamer here, who seems to go by the name Kelton G, has also issued his own response. We'll get to that after we take a look at the context. One more important thing to take note of as well before we watch the 30-second long clip is this top response on the tweet here. It says, "No, the old man didn't actually ask him to stop filming. The seat the streamer was using is a priority seat for the elderly. He has no right to sit there when the elderly come. This violent man should be arrested and punished." Well, at the very least, it looks like Twitch has currently suspended his channel, although I'm not sure if that's related.
I'd say good. Very good. Very good. Now, how about we do some other people as well? I wonder.
To this incident, or if something else happened in the past that caused his channel to be temporarily unavailable. Anyways, with that context, here's the clip.
Hey, but it's okay. Che, oye, che. Date quieto ya, Dios. Arriba un poco, tío.
Damn, just slapped him. Just... What are we?
It's okay. Che, oye, che. Date quieto ya, Dios. Arriba un poco, tío.
Okay, just pushed him twice. Pushed him twice. Is there gonna be more to this? Freaking scum, dude. Just scum.
Hey, stop, bro. Don't touch me, bro. Stop, che, che. Dios. Oye. Ya está, Dios.
As the comment that we read mentioned, it does seem like Kelton G, the streamer, is sitting in priority seats. We can see the label on the headrest right here, priority seat. Let's also break down the images on the priority seating section.
I am assuming that he is not allowed to sit there. That is my assumption. I don't think he's allowed to sit there. And I think that the old man just wanted to, right? Yeah, it makes sense. He's not supposed to sit there anyways.
Bit more, because yeah, we can see it looks like it's for people who are either with like a baby or a pregnant mother or an elderly person or someone with some sort of injury. For example, in the picture here, they've got a dude with a cast on his leg and crutches. And yeah, it doesn't seem like the streamer here would fit under any of those categories. And similarly in that same row, but across the aisle, priority seats. And there's also signs on the window mentioning that these are priority seats as well, as you can see. And when the old man returns to where he's sitting, he does not have the priority seat label anywhere. So I think it is reasonable to conclude that, yeah, the old man wanted the priority seat. This streamer seems to not understand that, or maybe he did and he's not compliant.
Nah, I think I mean... It is pretty obvious what this means. You just didn't care, right? You can look at the signs and it makes sense. You just didn't care. Damn. The most cowardly thing you could do is fight an old man.
Whatever the case may be, ends up with...
I guess fighting an old woman would be even more cowardly, I'd assume.
With him pushing the old man multiple times. Especially this one here at the end, which was completely unnecessary. Like, the guy was already leaving at that point. Like, now you're just bullying an old dude. It's a terrible look. Very pathetic. However, the streamer, Kelton Lives, or Kelton G, whatever he goes by, did provide more context with a slightly longer clip and also issuing this statement. Let's read the statement, then I'll show you the slightly longer clip because there is important context to what happened right before the one that we just watched. So he says, real context of what happened. I admit that my behavior was not the most correct with this person and I apologize, but I promise that it was with the purpose of defending myself against the constant intimidation that was against me. Oh yeah, because an old man asked...
Yeah, the most intimidating person on the planet. An old Japanese man. Wow. So intimidating. Yeah, bro, shut the fuck up. Put the fries in the back.
Asking this guy to move out of the priority seat is just so intimidating. And the push at the end there too, you know, when he's already walking away, that's totally self-defense right there. In Japan, people are really respectful and very good, and they're always very hospitable and calm. But unfortunately, I had to live this experience traveling on a train in Fukuoka, and we shouldn't generalize because Japan is a sugoi country. Both the other person and I acted badly. The gentleman for being rude to me and trying to hit me 3 times in a row, and I for pushing him. I hope the context is clear, and that I acted only in a defensive position, and never to hurt anyone. And now we've got the longer clip. Let's see what happened here.
Aposta lejos aquí y dice, is it okay? Ah, no. What is this? I should, no.
Okay, well, the touching was unnecessary. See, the touching was unnecessary. Yeah, sure. Yeah, but the force that you met this old man with does not, what's the word, equal the force that this man was essentially putting on you.
Volumen. ¿Qué ha pasado? It's okay or no? What is this? ¿Qué ha pasado? Que no se puede hacer ruido, ¿no? No lo sé. No me voy a calentar. Ya sabéis que yo no me caliento en estas cosas. Sí. But it's okay.
And from that point on, you've seen the rest. Now look, maybe the old man could have gotten some authoritative figure on the train to handle this instead of putting hands on the streamer himself directly. Like, maybe not the best way to handle it. But the streamer is the one who caused the situation to begin with by sitting in the priority seats.
Yeah, true. You should not get physical just because somebody sits in a seat that they are not supposed to, right? I see both sides, right? At the same time, this is an old man. You cannot push him with full force. Like, on one side, you're sitting in a seat you're not supposed to. On the other side, you have the old man should not get physical first.
And refusing to give them up for the elderly man. Even if Kelton didn't understand what was happening, this is completely on him.
Would I call this a nuisance streamer, even? Would I call this a nuisance streamer? I mean, it's not really nuisance, right? He's not like not like what we've seen before. It's just sitting in a seat he's not supposed to. I think that happens everywhere.
Him, as he's the one visiting the older gentleman's country and being disrespectful. Kelton even asks in English, "This is okay or no?" when it's clearly not okay. And again, he's using English instead of Japanese, so the old guy might not even know what Kelton's saying here. And nevertheless, as mentioned, it's very clear that to the old man, no, this is not okay, but the streamer continues to sit there and go on being a nuisance. It's very important to note that what Kelton is showing here is what he claims to be the full context, but we don't know if that's true. Perhaps the older man did try to explain to Kelton about the priority seating in a more respectful manner before getting physical. We really don't know for sure. And the final thing I'll mention is how many tourists have been causing issues in Japan, and it's been getting worse and worse over the years. So I'm really not surprised.
Yeah, and I do see that this has become more of a problem in Japan, and I feel like that's also due to them having like this way more polite culture. So they're not really, they should be fighting back more. They should be fighting back more with laws and just like, generally just if you misbehave, you should leave the country. Depending on how harshly you misbehave, I guess.
The locals are getting more and more fed up by this sort of behavior. I know I'm sick of seeing these nuisance streamers and I don't even live there. So imagine what it's like for them. I also managed to track down this clip of Kelton and someone that he's with setting off a firework.
No, dentro no. No, gilipollas, dentro no. No, ahí dentro no.
¿Pero esto qué es? ¿Esto qué hace?
¿Qué eso dispara? ¿Qué dispara, tío? ¿Qué haces? ¿Qué haces?
Okay, never mind. He is most... Okay, never mind. He is... Yeah, he is most certainly a nuisance streamer. Never mind, he is... I was like, maybe a douchebag, but like... He's not actively interrupting people, he's just an ass. Now, okay, now this has changed. Nuisance streamer.
One of the comments on this clip saying, "As a Spaniard, I can only feel ashamed. If you had the misfortune of crossing paths with me during one of your live streams, I would have taught you some manners." And then there's this clip with a comment that says, this video shows that Kelton7, the videographer, entered a building in Japan without the permission of the resident, committing the crime of trespassing. The resident then called the police, and Kelton7, the videographer, fled.
Of course, pussy. Bitch made. And I agree, the situation is not clear black and white, but I take the elder side, yet lessen future. Don't overtake things by force, elders. You not at your prime, you can lose. Elders, get some guns against these young nuisance streamers. Me as a Spanish, I can understand what they're saying. Yeah, I remember. You are Spanish.
After we take a look at this clip, I want to hop back over to Instagram as there are people arguing in the responses there. Some people siding with the old man from the train clip and some siding with the streamer Kelton. And then we'll hop over to Reddit where people continue to argue. Many Redditors actually defending Kelton, the streamer. As mentioned though, we'll start with Instagram and the duality in the response.
Well, it's Reddit. I don't expect anything smart coming from Reddit.
With one user saying, "Hi everyone, please allow me to explain. People are not allowed to do Instagram Live or TikTok Live on the train in Japan. This gentleman told them not to do it. We appreciate if you can follow our rules. It's really sad to see the streamer push them away like this." Response saying, "Cool, he still was touching him." Again, this also contradicts the other comment that we read earlier though that was saying this wasn't actually about the recording, but specifically about the priority seating. Maybe it was about one or the other, or maybe both, who knows for sure, unless you were there, I guess, and have the full context. People would continue to argue in the responses, with some siding with the old man and some people siding with the streamer. And then there's this comment that provides some more alleged context. It reads, "Yes, I watched the whole video, and your other videos as well. Not only to this Japanese man, but you also acted disrespectfully toward other people. You slept lying down on the train seats for a long time, you trespassed on private property, you disrespected the police, you threw fireworks into a store, and you even climbed the statue of Luffy. Don't you ever come back to Japan again. Ciao." But another user there would get upset, saying, "Oh, cry a river, you entitled fool. Bro, really?"
Oh yeah, entitlement. Behave. People behaving is not... People asking for you to behave is now entitlement. We are so cooked. The cameraman is saying, "No, you dumbass. Not in the shop." Shoots out. Stop it. Oh my god. Deported. Thanks, buddy. That gives more context. It's just so dumb. These two are just so dumb.
They call the dude entitled because he doesn't want fireworks being thrown into his store. I mean, come on, that's just crazy. We can see another comment saying, "You're sitting in a priority seat and talking on the phone on the train is prohibited. And on top of that, you're retaliating with violence against the person who warned you. Never come to Japan. It's a nuisance. Don't ever come." Similarly, there's this one that says, "Those seats are priority seats for the disabled, elderly people, and pregnant women. So you shouldn't sit there. Also, it's polite to be quiet on the train." And the last comment that I want to take a look at here with you guys on Instagram is this one from the perspective of a foreigner in Japan. And they say, "I'm a foreigner who lives in Japan. And quite honestly, I'm so tired of other foreigners making noise on the train. The train is not your private space. It's shared by everyone. Please look around, be mindful, and respect the quiet culture of Japan. If you can't accept the norms and traditions here, maybe Japan isn't the right place for you." And interestingly enough, over on the subreddit livestream fail, people would post both...
It's once again it's just once again simply that these people think they can act in Japan like they do at home. I cannot act in Japan the way I do here. That does not work. It's just different culture, different cultural norms. You need to behave differently. That is just how it is.
The initial clip and then the clip with full context. And many Redditors would actually defend the streamer, saying things like, "Seeing the full clip, the old man is insane. Smacks the dude and tries to take his stuff. Culture and norms doesn't excuse assault. Old man is lucky he only got pushed." Many other Redditors would go on to insult the old man, even calling him drunk and defending the streamer. For example, the comment there at the bottom saying, "Old dude invaded his space and made out like he was going to steal his hat or something. How is anybody faulting the streamer here? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills." However, this comment disagrees with the Redditors that are defending the streamer, posting some of the clips that I showed you earlier and saying, "I searched for this guy's name on Twitter and got this. I don't see how this person isn't a classic example of the nuisance streamer BS. The people defending this person after seeing the full clip are morons or bots." Edit. Yeah, take a look at this guy's own YouTube channel. I didn't even have to search very hard. Literally another Johnny Somali. But then another Redditor says, "This looks like another clip with zero context. Try harder. He might be a nuisance streamer, but y'all are really bad at proving it. To which the same person says, what context would justify a foreign streamer setting off fireworks while screaming loudly at a train station? And seems like a nuisance human to me. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. And
it's just dumb. It's just stupid.
And as always, thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed my coverage, and if you did, please consider liking and or subscribing to the channel. Helps out greatly. I appreciate you.
These people, I'm gonna say these people like parasites. There's so many small rules, manners. If you won't follow, you'll stick out like some kind of gangster, or like some sort of kindergartner with a yapping complex. Also true. See, I mean, it literally is like, you can tell it's a priority seed, right? You can tell. And you're not supposed to sit there. There's signs there. It literally says priorities. Like, what else do you need? What else do you need? And then, of course, the other misbehavior. Once again, I think Japan should just beat the shit out of these people. They should just straight up, like, you behave this way, you just straight up get deported. We don't need more Johnny Somalis. We don't. There's already way too many of these dudes walking around. There's just too many Johnny Somalis out there. And there's gonna be more in Japan if these people don't stop. Or generally, just Asian countries, right? Because they are in general more polite than others, right? That's just an issue. I just wonder how long this is going to continue. And right, it's not only like these loser nuisance streamers, right? It's also big content creators. I think Miskiv tried to climb up some trees that he was not supposed to. I think, was it? I don't know. It's just way too much. Japan's still too kawaii to beat people off. They should end the kawaiiness. Bring a little bit out of that World War II energy. Thank you. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe.